Hey guys, Emerald here. We've come at long last to the third and final chapter of the quest for the freaky forest, the creepy caverns. It's been a blast making this video. Thank you for your infinite patience. And now we rejoin the four friends.
What was I thinking?
Thought Woods. He regretted talking his friends into coming on this crazy quest. Although their Halloween night in the freaky forest had gone so well, their experiences after midnight had not. They still had no idea how to get home, and things were only getting stranger.
It was an adventure you came looking for, and it's an adventure you have,
the stone owl said.
There are still more discoveries to be made, and a journey to finish.
Despite everything that had happened, Autumn did not fear the owl.
What's the next step?
She asked.
We're not sure which way to go.
Follow the light,
answered the owl.
What light?
Cried Rain. It closed its eyes.
Why should we trust anyone or anything in this crazy place?
Mask fumed.
Because we don't have a better option, that's why,
Autumn said.
And besides, for the first time since midnight, something feels right.
Just then, a strange purple light appeared in the forest. Without another word, they all set off toward it. The four friends followed the light a long way. They all perked up their ears when they heard the sound of running water in the distance, but the light did not take them to it. It led them someplace else, someplace very, very dark. A graveyard.
Really?
Groaned Rain. Autumn's tail fluffed to twice its normal size, and Mask suppressed a yelp as the fur rose on his back. But Woods was not frightened by the graveyard. He rather liked cemeteries. They were such peaceful places.
It's not like we haven't seen a ghost before, is it?
He demanded. The others had to admit he was right. They followed him toward the graveyard, but all bumped into each other when he stopped short. There before them was a mausoleum. The light hovered before its doors. Bravely, not wanting to go, but determined to get his friends home, Woods followed it. Wanting to go even less, but determined not to abandon their friend, the others followed him into the crypt. It was a solemn place. A stained glass window glowed with an unearthly light. The four friends were not feeling brave at all at this point, but fortunately they were all together. Suddenly, the floor gave way, and they were falling through space, finally landing with a thump.
Ouch!
Hey,
That's my eye!
The four friends found themselves in a dark tunnel. They stayed close together and followed the light. The tunnel seemed to go on for miles. At least that's what Rain thought.
Why didn't I wear more sensible shoes?
She wondered, looking down at her ruby slippers.
And anyway, I'm Dorothy this year, not Alice. What am I doing down this rabbit hole?
The path began to climb upwards, and they were all out of breath when the tunnel ended suddenly at a rock wall. They spied light glowing through a crack in the rock and found an opening large enough to squeeze through. The next moment, they were stepping out from behind a stunning waterfall. The room they'd discovered was filled with beautiful jewels and crystals of many colors. The whole place sparkled.
A hoard of untold riches!
Woods gasped. But best of all, the creepy creek, for which they had searched for hours, was splashing over the waterfall and running out the other end of the cavern. The four friends wasted no time in following the light up the creek and around a bend. They came round the corner to find another, even bigger surprise. They had stumbled upon a small cavern that appeared to be a magical laboratory. There were bubbling pots and cauldrons everywhere, and a desk covered with suspicious-looking ingredients.
Ugh, this place smells gross.
Gagged Rain.
But it's cool.
Breathed Mask, eyeing the potions. Suddenly, the nasty fairy who lived in the cave appeared. She was as surprised as they were and not at all happy to see them.
Who are you and what are you doing?
She demanded.
How did you get in here? This place is private, protected, guarded by spells. In short, closed to the public.
Then she saw Autumn in her fairy costume.
And who is this?
Autumn, pleased to meet you.
She is not a fairy.
The four friends fled the cavern in a hurry, rushed down the next passageway, and did not look back. The light was still floating ahead of them as they neared the tunnel's end. They could see daylight! The sun was rising. The room they burst into was the largest they'd seen yet. It was filled with rushing water, rising up from the cavern floor, cascading back down in waterfalls, and shooting up in geysers. Water gushed everywhere. "I don't believe it," said Autumn.
We found the source of the creepy creek!
Shouted Woods.
People have been looking for this for years.
Said Mask.
Are we done yet?
Asked Rain. In response, the owl appeared before them and opened its eyes.
You have done well, friends.
It said.
The kindly residents of the Freaky Forest wish to thank you. Not only have you completed your own quest, you've done all of us a great service. By your bravery, you have found the secret door to the Freaky Fairy's lair, and by your loyalty, you have helped each other through each danger. In doing these things, you have broken the fairy's concealment spell. Her power here is no more. You are our heroes, the 4 friends, and the creatures of the forest salute you.
The 4 friends looked at one another and smiled.
It was our pleasure.
Said Woods. "We still need to find our way home," said Autumn.
Follow the creek.
The owl replied and vanished. Woods, Autumn, Mask, and Rain climbed out through the opening in the mountainside and followed the creepy creek. The freaky forest hardly looked freaky at all in broad daylight. They found the path and soon were on their way home. Before long, they were back in their own friendly woods. They discussed the quest and their amazing adventure and couldn't wait to tell their school friends about their awesome Halloween. But as for what happened in the freaky forest after midnight, they decided not to share because they knew that no one would ever believe them.
Well, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did making it. I'd like to give a shout out to Sally Webkinz for showcasing our fan videos, and special thanks to Tropical Girl for her generous contributions to the set decorations. It's been a blast. Look for the adventures of Winter and Flurry coming next.